Joe.
Yeah.
Dean Petrella from the Complaints.
Dean, how are you?
Good, my friend. How are you?
Good. Hold on a second. My guest is Gene Martin tonight. Say hi, Dean.
Hi.
Dean and Gene.
Hi, Dean.
Hi, Gene. How are you?
I'm doing good.
We're going to get back to our political speak in a second. We're going to talk to Dean of the Complaints. Dean, I reviewed your record, what, 1999?
The first record, I believe, was 1999 you reviewed it, correct?
Do you know that 6 months ago I had your engineer, Phil Green, in here?
Really? How's Phil doing?
Well, he's an old dear friend, and we worked on the Buddy Guy project in 1986. So last night on Letterman, I saw Buddy Guy.
Wow.
Now, but it was like 25 years ago that I worked with Buddy. But it was great to see him. So how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. That's a riot that you talked to Phil. I mean, I was just starting out back then, and he taught me a lot about recording and studio stuff. So that was a great experience, and I kept in touch with Phil. He's a great guy.
Well, he did Beaver Brown, he did New Kids on the Block, and then I brought Buddy Guy in, and that blew him away because Buddy Guy, was just such a legend. But back then, they were all guitar heroes. Phil's a guitar player.
Absolutely.
Phil was on Warner Brothers Records with a band called Sparrow, back in the dawn of time, before my time.
Was it Sparrow or Swallow? I always got them confused.
Swallow. I got Bluesheimers. Don't mind me. I know these. I've reviewed the records. Swallow.
There you go. Excellent.
And the lead singer was the blind guy.
Right.
The blind guy. I know him I know his name like the back of my hand. It's Bluesheimers.
And they were playing around the same time as kind of Jay Giles and Aerosmith and all that stuff, right?
They were, and they had these 2 albums out on the major label. And, Phil had a shop, but he became an engineer and a very, very good one.
Yeah, he's terrific.
You know how I met him?
No.
I was managing the Rolling Stones producer, the late Jimmy Miller.
Wow.
We were at Bunratty's. For many years I managed Jimmy. We're at Bunratty's, and Phil Green comes up to me and he goes, "Joe, bring Jimmy to my studio. You got a free day of recording." I said, "Free day of recording? I'm there." And we went down with Jimmy and Phil hit it off, and we did a lot of work together.
That's terrific.
You know that free recording time? You know how much money I spent on Normandy that year?
I can only imagine.
About 25, 30 grand.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had investors and we had Motown Records. We were doing a deal for Motown. We had an investor. We did Buddy Guy, the JoJo Lane project, the Manish Boys on Motown. So we gave that free day of recording brought him gold.
That's great.
And that's the way it works. But Dean and I, Phil and I were talking about you guys, and he loved doing the project.
That's great.
So that was your first record he did.
Yeah, that was. I did a solo record in '98, and then that was the first Complaints project in '99. The first album, Fear, that you reviewed. So that was with Phil. Yeah.
It's right next to my desk,
Good stuff.
And there's about 20,000 CDs in my living room. So the Fear record is right there. I don't know why, but it's there.
That's it. It's still a classic, huh?
That was 1999. So I never got your solo record. If you got extras, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I believe it or not, they're out of print, but it is on iTunes. But I could also download something for you and get you a copy for sure.
So my big question to you is, where are you touring? Because you have an amazing schedule.
Yeah, we're everywhere. We're taking off tomorrow for Vermont for a few days. The following weekend we're in Maine, and then the next weekend we're doing a little stint in down in New York City, Washington D.C., North Carolina. So yeah, we're keeping busy.
You're out of your mind. You realize that?
Yes, I am.
I couldn't do it, Dean. I'm impressed. I take my hat off to you. That's a lot of mileage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we I'm lucky because the band we've been together. You just said it, going on 14 years, 15 years. So we kind of grew up together, and the guys are real loyal, and they like to travel, and we're always writing new stuff. In fact, great, and we actually just another brand new single just came out on iTunes. Called Southside Suicide, so I'm going to send you a copy of that next week too.
And you know who's been playing you is Doug Mascot at WMWM. He'd love you to come in you know, play live if you want, or just come up and do an interview.
Yeah, we'll have to line that up for sure.
In fact, our director has a show right here where you can play live in the studio. And Jeff Dearman is in the other room. He'd love to have you on his music closet.
Cool.
So, you know, that's what we do here. We just have fun, Dean. I don't want to keep you on the phone too long. I just wanted you to call in and give us your schedule.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot, my friend.
Yeah, it's good to hear your voice. And, boy, just safe driving, because that's a lot of road work.
I will, my friend. I'll be sending you some new music, and I appreciate all your help.
Oh, one other thing. If you can videotape some of these shows, that'd be awesome.
Say that again?
If you can videotape your shows and upload some to YouTube, we'd love to watch them.
Yeah, there's a few. If you go to YouTube, there's some pretty decent ones. In fact, we just posted a new video. The new song we just recorded, we actually mixed it in Los Angeles with Chris Lord-Alge.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's a great video of we're listening to the final mix, and it's the whole band and Chris kind of listening to it and rock it out. So if you go to YouTube and you type in 3 separate words, South Side Suicide, which is the name of the new song, it's usually the first thing that comes up. You'll see us. It's pretty cool.
Oh, and who did Chris Lord-Alge work with?
Oh my goodness! If you look it up, it's everything from Paul McCartney to he just won a bunch of Grammys for the last 3 Green Day records. You know, he's done everything. He's been around. You know, he's been working. He's in LA now, but he's been working since the 80s in New York. I mean, he started off as a kid. It was fun because he took some pictures of us and he posted them on his little laptop. And I'm looking through his folder and like he's sitting there with Paul McCartney and with the Stones, with Peter Gabriel, with you know, all the new bands, My Chemical Romance, All American Rejects, Green Day. So it was kind of fun to see us, you know, in the photo log with all these guys. It was pretty cool.
Wow, Phil Green and Chris Lord-Alge, that's some good company you're in, man.
That's it, man. We're trying to keep good company.
All right, well, have a safe trip and enjoy your gigs, and we'll be in touch, man.
All right, my friend. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Dean.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So my guest, Stephen Lee Bieber, canceled out. He didn't cancel, postponed till next week. So I sent out mad emails to Dean, to you, to Matt Turk, to all sorts of people. And, you know, you were kind enough to come in, and I appreciate that. But isn't that neat? We just get
That's awesome. That is just awesome.
I mean, these guys have been on the road for ages, and they'll go up to Maine and play 2 nights. They got wives. They're not like, you know, 18-year-old guys, you know, rock and roll. They're married dudes with day jobs, and they go out on the weekends and play New York, Washington, North Carolina, Maine, Vermont. It's crazy. I said, hey, you know, Doug wants you on the air in Salem, which is a hike from here.
Yes.
In fact,
about 40 minutes.
Our executive director lives in Salem. And Doug Mascot has a show up at Salem State. I said, well, you know, when you're coming home for Vermont, they said, we're so beat after a gig. They have to take a Sunday when they're not coming back from Vermont just to go to his show.
Right.
Because they don't want to come back exhausted and show up on radio and start playing in the morning.
Yeah.
Sunday morning show. But isn't this fun?
It is. It's a lot of fun. It's very casual.